Hey there, fellow humans! Welcome to another exciting episode where we dive into the quirks and quandaries of modern life. Bill Nye here, your friendly neighborhood science guy, ready to tackle a topic that's got us all hooked: digital distractions. In today's fast-paced world, our attention spans are shorter than ever, thanks to the constant barrage of notifications and updates. It's like we're living in a perpetual state of distraction. Remember those good old days before smartphones took over the world, when we used to spend quality time with friends and family, enjoying the simple pleasures of life? We used to talk to each other, play outside, and stare at walls without feeling the urge to post about it. Conversations were genuine and our interactions were meaningful. Now we're glued to our screens, endlessly scrolling through feeds of perfectly filtered lives. It's like we're chasing an illusion, a curated version of reality that leaves us feeling empty and disconnected. Our brains are like hamsters on a wheel, running and running but getting nowhere fast. The constant stimulation is exhausting, yet we can't seem to break free from the cycle. It's time for a digital detox, my friends. Let's take a step back and reclaim our time and attention. Imagine the possibilities when we're not constantly distracted by our devices. But fear not, this isn't about ditching technology altogether, it's about finding a balance, using technology responsibly, and making conscious choices about how we spend our time. It's about hitting the reset button on our brains and rediscovering the joy of the offline world. Imagine the peace and fulfillment that comes from being present in the moment. Ready to break free from the digital dopamine dungeon? Let's go! Together, we can create a healthier, more balanced relationship with technology and rediscover the wonders of the real world. Now, to understand this whole digital detox thing, we gotta talk about dopamine. Our brain's very own feel-good chemical. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in how we feel pleasure. It's a part of our brain's reward system, which helps us learn and repeat behaviors that are beneficial for our survival. When we do something that our brain perceives as rewarding, like eating delicious food or achieving a goal, dopamine is released, making us feel good and encouraging us to do it again. Dopamine is like that little burst of joy you get when you eat a slice of pizza, ace a test, or even receive a compliment. It's that warm, fuzzy feeling that makes you want to smile and share your happiness with others, or finally assemble that IKEA furniture without arguing with your significant other. It's those moments of triumph and satisfaction that make life enjoyable and memorable. It's the brain's way of saying, hey, that was awesome, let's do it again. This positive reinforcement is essential for our motivation and overall well-being. But here's the catch. Our brains are wired to crave more and more dopamine. The more we get, the more we want. It's a never-ending cycle of seeking pleasure and reward. It's like eating potato chips, one is never enough. You start with one and before you know it, you've finished the whole bag. This craving for more dopamine can lead to addictive behaviors. And guess what those sneaky tech overlords have figured out how to do? They've tapped into this craving by designing apps and games that are engineered to keep us hooked. They've created apps and games that are like dopamine slot machines designed to keep us hooked and coming back for more. Every notification like and level up triggers a dopamine release, making it hard to put our devices down. So what happens when we're constantly bombarded with these digital dopamine hits? Our brains start to get overwhelmed and overstimulated. This constant barrage of digital rewards can lead to a decrease in our ability to experience pleasure from everyday activities. Our brains start to get a little, well, lazy. We become less motivated to seek out and enjoy the simpler, non-digital pleasures in life. We become less sensitive to the smaller joys of life like, actual human interaction or the beauty of a sunset. We might find ourselves missing out on meaningful experiences because we're too focused on our screens. Time for a dopamine detox to remind our brains that happiness isn't just an app away. By taking a break from our digital devices, we can reset our brain's reward system and rediscover the joy in everyday moments. It's about finding a balance and appreciating the world around us without the constant need for digital stimulation. Alright, before we dive into the detox details, let's clear up a common misconception. A dopamine detox isn't about completely eliminating dopamine from our lives. That would be like trying to live without breathing. Not fun and also impossible. Instead, it's about giving our brains a break from the constant dopamine overload, so we can reset our reward system and start appreciating the simpler things again. Think of it like giving your taste buds a break from sugary snacks, so you can savor the natural sweetness of a strawberry. It's not about deprivation, it's about rediscovering the joy in everyday experiences. Okay, so we've talked about dopamine and debunked some detox myths. But what's in it for you? Why bother with a dopamine detox at all? Well, my friend, the benefits are plentiful. Imagine this: increased focus and concentration, like a laser beam zeroing in on a target, not your phone screen. Improved mood and emotional regulation because, let's face it, those digital dopamine crashes are no fun. Reduced impulsivity and cravings, so you can finally resist the urge to check your phone every 5 seconds. Enhanced productivity and motivation so you can crush your goals like the rock star you are. And last but not least, a newfound appreciation for the simple pleasures in life, like the feeling of sunshine on your face or a good old-fashioned belly laugh. Section 5, Step 1. Identify your dopamine dealers. This is where your journey begins, and it's crucial to start strong. Ready to embark on this dopamine detox adventure? It's going to be a thrilling ride, full of self-discovery and growth. The first step is to identify your personal dopamine dealers. These are the activities and habits that give you that quick hit of pleasure, but often leave you feeling empty afterward. These are the activities that send your brain into a dopamine frenzy, leaving you feeling drained and depleted afterward. Think about the times you felt overwhelmed by too much screen time or endless notifications. We're talking social media scrolling, binge-watching shows, video game marathons, and other activities that seem harmless but can consume hours of your day. Excessive online shopping, the usual suspects. These activities can be fun in moderation but often lead to a cycle of instant gratification and subsequent regret. Think of it like detective work. You gotta track down those dopamine culprits and cut off their supply. It's about being mindful and aware of what triggers your dopamine rushes. Don't worry, we're not talking about going cold turkey, unless you want to, you rebel you. The goal is to find a balance that works for you. Start by setting realistic limits on your daily usage. Maybe you can reduce your screen time by an hour each day or set specific times when you'll unplug. Maybe an hour less on social media, or perhaps you can designate certain times of day as tech-free zones. This can help you reclaim your time and focus on more fulfilling activities. Designating certain times of day as tech-free zones can also improve your relationships and overall well-being. Imagine spending quality time with loved ones without the constant distraction of screens. Remember, small changes can lead to big results. Just like a plant grows from a small seed, your efforts to manage your dopamine dealers can lead to significant improvements in your life. Section 6, Step 2, Find your fun substitutes. Now that you've identified your dopamine dealers, it's time to find some fun and healthy substitutes to fill the void. Remember all those things you used to enjoy before the digital age took over? It's time to dust them off and give them a whirl. Spend time in nature, go for a walk, ride a bike, or just sit outside and soak up some vitamin D. Engage in creative pursuits, like painting, writing, playing an instrument, or building a fort out of pillows. Hey, no judgment here. Connect with loved ones in real life, have a conversation, play a board game, or just enjoy each other's company without the distraction of screens. The possibilities are endless. Section 7. Step 3. Embrace the power of no. This step is all about setting boundaries and sticking to them. Remember those dopamine dealers we talked about? Well, they're sneaky little devils, and they'll try to lure you back in with their siren song of instant gratification. But you, my friend, are stronger than that. You've got this. Embrace the power of no. Say no to endless scrolling, no to binge watching, no to staying up late playing video games. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but trust me, the more you practice saying no, the easier it gets. And the rewards, increased focus, improved mood, more time for the things you love, are totally worth it. Section 8, Dopamine Detox, not a punishment, but a present. One last thing before I send you off on your dopamine detox journey. It's important to remember that this isn't about deprivation or punishment. It's about giving yourself the gift of a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. Think of it like hitting the reset button on your brain, clearing out the digital clutter so you can make room for more joy, creativity, and connection. It's about rediscovering the simple pleasures in life and remembering that true happiness isn't found at the bottom of a screen. So go forth and detox, but not literally, and see what amazing things happen when you unplug and reconnect with yourself and the world around you. Section 9. Now go forth and detox, but not literally. Well, folks, there you have it. the Dopamine Detox, your guide to breaking free from the digital dopamine dungeon and reclaiming your brain power. Remember, it's not about ditching technology altogether, but about finding a healthy balance that works for you. So what are you waiting for? Go forth and detox, but not literally, and let me know how it goes. And remember, science rules.